YouTube is just a space where you can put your stuff in. It's free. The whole world can see it. And I think every day new creatives are, constantly looking for stuff they can put on YouTube. Yeah. And it's definitely created a channel in which they can, communicate their vision, their thoughts, and, tell the stories that they want to tell, So it's definitely, everyone is doing it. Some people are better than some people, but it's basically the industry and the space we find ourselves as creatives.
But what's the craziest experience you've had in Lagos?
Craziest experience? Yeah. You mean like career-wise or just being a Lagosian?
I think I'd love to know career-wise. I want to know what's that crazy thing that you experience as a creative in your field? Yeah, because I know it's always it's always dodgy of a sort. So how is it on your end?
Okay, craziest. I'll probably say, earlier in my career, just going from one location to the other for an audition or for different jobs, trying to get everything at once because you're constantly looking for opportunities and you don't know as a creative when next your opportunities will come. So just constantly keeping an eye out for things. But it's so crazy because like it's a cattle call. Everybody is like commuting from one side to the other, especially if you're not mobile. You're like, who's gonna pick me up? Who's gonna take me here? You all have the same crowd, the same friends, the same bubble. So it's definitely there's a little bit of chaos there, and it's definitely been an experience.
Okay.
Sorry, I just want to say I've heard a lot that it's a toxic space. The acting movie industry basically. It's a toxic space for upcoming artists basically. So how do you see it from that? I
mean, with every establishment, there's always an element of toxicity, and I just feel that in being a creative, being an actor, having a support system around you, a group of friends, you're always going to meet people that are difficult to work with. But what I've, gone to realize is after a few years of experience, just meeting like-minded people like myself, and just protecting ourselves from the chaos. You can't escape it sometimes. It is what it is. But when you have people that you can, rely on and, communicate with, things run smoother.
Okay, so I don't know if you said it while I stepped up, but how long have you been acting for?
Oh, how long have I been acting? Professionally, I've been acting since 2014.
Since 2014, that is 11 years. Wow, that's a lot.
We are trying.
So does that consist of both stage play and a proper movie production?
So my background was stage. I started with stage.
Okay, so you're like a thespian.
Yeah. I trained in the United Kingdom.
Wow.
Shout out RADA, shout out East 15 Acting School.
Ooh.
They made me who I am today.
Shout out Redeemers University.
Shout out all the schools.
Yeah.
And it definitely prepared me for working as an actor. There's an element of being a stage actor that sort of gives you those tools that you need to perform the best. You can see the show that I did, having audience, you don't know how they're going to respond to it, and you still have to, even if you make a mistake, there's no cuts. Let me not start again. You just have to keep on going with it. So it's definitely giving me that experience and that discipline going into screen acting, which is another different muscle on its own as well, But
so will you prefer a stage play to a production?
See, let me tell you the truth. I prefer walking.
No, but which one do you enjoy more?
They all have their different elements. One of the reasons I particularly did sometime in May, which is, by the way, the stage play that I'm currently performing now, everyone.
Sometime in May.
Sometime in May. That's the name. Is I've been doing a lot of screen work for some time, and I just felt lazy as an actor. You can cheat a lot. I've been in situations where I'm doing a scene with someone and they are awful, and then I look back and play back, and the editor has made them the best actor ever. And I'm like,
for stage play, that is not possible.
Yeah, it's not possible. So after doing a lot of screen work, I said to myself, I'm feeling lazy. I want to wake up these muscles that I haven't I haven't used in a while, and let me challenge myself by doing a stage play, and let me do a stage play that involves audience interaction. So it's definitely, I'm always anxious going into any production or anything that I do, but it was just definitely something that I needed to put myself back into. And once I started rehearsals, got into the swing of things, have a phenomenal cast as well, so it was easy to get back into it.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
mean, like,
I was hoping I would see the girl, the one that locked you guys inside the house. Yeah, I was hoping I would see her. She deserves a kiss. Yes.
Oh, you mean for X Marks the Spot?
Yes, from X Marks the Spot, yes.
Rachel Isaac, she's a phenomenal actress as well.
okay, so like, we've seen a lot of actors now. They now put up their movies on YouTube. You get before, it all started from this DVD player, DVD cassettes. From then cinemas at their own time, but now we now see a lot of actors now. They now produce a movie and put it on YouTube. Yeah, do you like want to speak on that, because you also like put up your movie? It's X Marks the Sports on YouTube. Yeah, so like, do you just want to like speak a little on that?
I mean, it's just the climate of the industry at the moment.
Okay.
As a creative, you find that you're constantly looking for opportunities, and you can keep yourself in this bubble of constantly chasing and being rejected. But I think what it has happened now is a lot of creatives are taking like the control into their own hands and creating their own content. That word, anyways, creating their own products. Let's say, and YouTube is just a space where you can put your stuff in. It's free. The whole world can see it, and I think every day new creatives are constantly looking for stuff they can put on YouTube, and it's definitely created a channel in which they can communicate their vision, their thoughts, and tell the stories that they want to tell. So it's definitely everyone is doing it. Some people are better than some people, but it's basically the industry and the space we find ourselves as creatives.
But like that YouTube space, the YouTube movie space, there are a lot of rinse and repeat of actors in that space. I don't know why, Sha. I don't know why. I guess they have their
click.
I mean, the thing about it is, you have a product you're trying to sell, and you need a familiar face to sell it. And I mean, the audience determine, these familiar faces. So please, when you watch new stuff, that's why we always want people to watch new stuff and, meet new casts and new actors, so that it gives other people opportunities. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's show business. There's the business aspect of it, and you have to sell your film. So these are just one of the things that you have to do as a producer. I find with myself, I'm constantly battling between being an actor and a producer. I have to think differently. The creatives are just all over the place trying to like give out the end product, and the producers are more like, okay, how is this going to work? How is this film going to sell? What are the things that I need to do? So it's a constant battle, but we're getting there.
Faces you need to put on.
So for your movie X Marks the Spot, I know you had different titles for the movie. Why X Marks the Spot? Why did you have to be
it was actually the writer's idea. A shout out to Peter Onyeka. He's a very great writer. I've worked with him several times now, and he just came with me with different log lines of different stories, and was like, what would you like to do? I was like, let's try something different. How about a psychological thriller where an ex and where a lady captures her exes and touch and mentally
Honestly, when I saw them, I was mad. Why didn't you put me in it? Why?
You have exes that you want to touch you?
I will give you one for free. I will touch you literally. I just have one actually, just one. So next time, just hit me up.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, on the question of location, we see there's a sort of like a restriction on different types of locations. Like you watch some for example, now like some Hollywood movies, you watch them and you see they're using some exciting locations. You have to travel and do all, and I know all of that is tied to some financial backing, but what are your what do you do differently in terms of or how do you tackle using exciting locations for your movies?
So I think with locations, it's like you said, a financial reason behind it, and you have these sort of things where producers talk to each other. Once someone finds people or locations that are easy to use, they tell their friends about it, it spreads, everybody wants to use the same location. But what I feel personally is, with any production, the story needs to be what drives people. Do you have a good story? What is it saying? And I think no matter where you set it, it could be in this space. For example, I was in a film a couple of years ago set in a studio like this. And it's just one person on air talking to people, but it was still gripping, you know. So the story has to actually, you know, hook people in. The writing has to act, you know, hook people in. Of course, the acting and the performances need to, you know, draw the audience in. So I feel that with that, no matter what location it is, it will work out.
Okay.
So let's talk about X Marks the Spot. When I was watching it, I was, because it's a fantastic script, trust me, because I have a little bit of this theater to me. I did it as an elective in my 100 and 200 level.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Shout out!
I've always wanted to be an actor, but as Nigeria will have it. Yeah, so like the script has this, it covered both comedy, suspense, yeah, well, let's say tragedy. It had this action drama too, where the three exes were fighting.
Tragedy.
Yeah, there was tragedy.
Yeah,
Where?
the girl's broken heart.
Big tragic comedy.
Wow.
I mean, people are going through a lot in Lagos, so
Actually.
you know. I mean, with X Marks the Spot, we sort of wanted to tackle mental health. You know,
Yeah.
a lady dealing with, you know, exes and being in this relationship and discovering one of her exes getting married, and you know, it just messes with her head.
And you're the ex. It was you.
I mean, it goes both ways.
Justice for exes,
Lagos
though.
women today, some men shaggy.
But I think even with telling that story, we wanted to, you know, cover that, but still make it entertaining and have some comedic and dramatic, you know, sections to the story. And we just thought it's something different. You know, a lot of times in the industry, you see the same kind of stories, and you know, I would like to believe our audience are intelligent and we want to see different things. We watch Hollywood now, we see different genres and stuff.
There were a lot of words that were actually said in that movie. I felt same so deep. But one stood out to me. I actually had to write it down. It said, "Look at your hands. Do they belong to you, or are they props of someone left behind?" Ooh, that stood out to me. It made me think. So I watched this morning. It made me think. I was like, "Wow, this is actually really deep," because it's. You know, it's literally vast. You know, it could come in relationships. It could come in, you know, reincarnations. So what my head went to was, I know it's definitely off script or whatever, but promise me. What my head went to was, okay, you said, sorry, it said, look at your hands. Do they belong to you, or are they props of someone left behind? It could be, what if we are all just souls living in a body that really doesn't belong to us? Maybe like a body of your fourth grandfather, somebody that had died for years and something, you know, reincarnation. And you can also look at it from the perspective of, you know, heartbreaks and pains and stuff that we actually had to deal with. Because we as humans, we usually just go about carrying different things. Like Ife. We go about carrying different things, a whole lot. It was that line stood out to me.
You know, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, shout out to the amazing writer. I'll, you know, give him his props again. Peter Onyeka, he did his thing. When you create a work as an artist and you put it out there, I love how you feel about it. You know, it's now, it doesn't belong to me anymore. It belongs to the audience. It's up to your interpretation. Different people get different feelings of watching something. You know, you could take this from that. I can take a different thing. So it's just about creating that conversation and, you know, getting people talking about, you know, this subject, and, you know, obviously just, you know, making more and keeping people entertained as well.